You want some food ASMR? Wanna hear me chew? I mean, they are pretty crunchy. Okay, wait. I need to always keep the YouTube thumbnails in mind. How was that? Hello everybody! Woo. Hey, welcome back to another shopping haul. I've been again to the electronics store and I bought a lot of stuff that I want to share with you all today. How is everybody doing? By the way, thanks so much PPC Benny for the Prime sub while I was not streaming, and Lewis Arden for the Prime sub. So, I again spent more money on unnecessary stuff. I got a huge box today down here, but we won't be looking at everything that I ordered, just what is in this bag today. Okay. Alright. Okay. So here's all the crap we want to look at. There were a couple of things that I was unsatisfied with the build so far of our 8-bit computer. As you know, we had this huge potentiometer, which is like super ugly kind of looking for the build. It was also a bit too big, so that's something I wanted to replace. You know, I've been unsatisfied with the switch that we were using. There are these tiny switches to switch between things, and Ben Eater had these nice push buttons. So that's also something I didn't like and wanted to deal at some point. And then you also know the story about the blue LED, which, or let's say on the other colorful LEDs, we replaced them with these flatheads because they look so much better on stream. And I wanted a blue version of these as well, but the German store didn't have these kind of blue versions. So what we did is we used another blue LED and used a saw to saw up the top. Didn't look so great, so we also wanted a replacement for that as well. So I went onto a larger distributor store again, and I looked through the store and bought various different kinds of like switches and potentiometer and other LED stuff just to explore what is possible. As you know, I haven't really made a parts list available yet. This is, for example, part of the reason why I wanna share exactly the parts that make up for a really cool build. So today we have, for example, here switches that we will see if they can fit and if they work nice, and what the deal is. I found blue flat LEDs, indeed, and they were damn expensive. I also found other kinds of LEDs that I will show in a moment as well, and some other weird stuff I saw that I just bought too, just to explore this. So basically that's the idea for the stream, at least for the start now, that we just go over the stuff that I bought here and have a look at it, and if it maybe fits well for our build or not. And then I definitely also want to look at what Toby mentioned about the fail... about the I tried to do a pull up resistor or whatever I tried to do, and it didn't work, and it just didn't work. And Toby apparently understood what the mistake was and said that he made a simulation why it's wrong. I'm not sure how I would reach that, but that's definitely something I hope also to look at some point. Toby, please let me know how that would work. Are you fine with LT spice files? I have absolutely no clue what LT spice files are. If you tell me what kind of apt-get install command I have to type into my Ubuntu, then it's all good. Aren't pull up and downs really easy? Well, thanks for making me feel really good today. Yeah, I guess they are easy. I thought they were easy. But I guess I did it wrong. But yeah, let's do this first. Let me, how do we do this? So I put this now all, I guess, over here. the bug which is discussed in Saelo's brag paper was patched in Nintendo Switch since the first version. However, they reintroduced it They reintroduced it? That's kind of weird and interesting. How did that happen? Did they downgrade again, or why did that happen? What's your daily driver? I would probably say Mac, but I use everything here. This is an Ubuntu machine. The stream is running on a Windows machine, and I have a Mac here to chat, so, you know. Alright, okay. First package, I guess. This is an unboxing channel now, exactly. Do we need the music again? Okay, so what do we have here? These are dip switches. Oh, the light. Dip switches. So I bought here these blue dip switches because they have different kinds of levers, as you can see. And so they stick out more. And I was wondering if that's maybe nicer just for our build here. If they stick out more to select stuff. That's easier with the finger, I guess. Also, I think they move way easier. And I just realized I forgot to order a 4-pin dip switch. This is an 8-one. I'm an idiot. But yeah, I think that is much nicer for selecting at least. But maybe the color concept now doesn't match. So maybe we still need to yeah, change that. But yeah, we could plug that in here. And now we have these switches. I think that looks neat. And I think maybe that's easier to move as well. Okay, so here we have a button. Now, like I said, this looks more like Ben Eder's button that he used. This is described as an E-switch latching. Okay, so this, as you can see, you press it once and then it stays down, and you press it again, it comes out again. So this would be one of these possible switches that we can replace our clock selector and also our address selector here. All these switches where we go back and forth between two states, this could be a nice replacement. However, I think, yeah, and that's the problem. If you look at the breadboard, I'll just a tiny bit. I guess they still could. You can. Okay, they still fit. It's like a tiny bit. I think the spacing is just slightly off. Oh, look! It just falls out again. It has some pressure on the edge. It just doesn't go fully in. So these ones don't really fit on the breadboard. That was a concern I had because they have the measurements in the data sheet, of course, but. Just like you know, with these kind of things, they are like just like 2.5 something millimeters apart, these holes. So if you are just off by half a millimeter, that makes a huge difference. What's the best way to support me? Thanks for asking regarding the fees. And to be honest with you, I don't care at all. There are these different options because people like one thing over another. I feel no way regarding one whatsoever. If I would feel like that something is so inefficient that it's not worth it for me, then, or you know, like that I think it's too much, then I just wouldn't offer those kind of ways. So whatever seems easier for you. I hope you have seen my video. It's also, I think, linked on the Patreon, where I kind of explain the different concepts of if you want to support per video or per month. And so I guess Twitch and YouTube would be an option to support per month with a subscription. On Patreon, you can support per video on the main channel, so not the joke videos that I upload on the second channel or other stuff. It's just like these typical Live Overflow videos that I make. If you want to support these kinds of videos, then Patreon would be your choice. And if you just want to do a direct thing, then there are also like a one-time direct thing. Then there's also the bits on Twitch. You can buy bits on Twitch and then spend them on streamers. What's the second channel? It's just Live Overflow 2. Okay, wait, we need to order this. So this one was not so great, so I guess we throw this away. Okay, so we have another version of the same switch, basically, just a little bit larger, and it's also a latching switch. Oh yeah, that is very strong in there. That's a cool switch. I like that one. Okay, so we leave it on here. That's a good choice for a switch. Okay, these are potentiometers. So these should be, let's see, these should be 1 meg. The spacing on there might also fit. We could bend these away and then it should fit. And that's a nice looking one. I think that one looks nice and has a pretty small footprint. Are you sure that Linus's exploit doesn't work on there because of remove sticky bit? Because if I remember correctly, the switch doesn't have JIT. It doesn't, the browser is not JITting. That's why JIT bugs obviously don't work. I thought that was the case. Okay, so let me bend now here. So let's see. Okay, maybe we need to cut this off here. This metal. Oh, I feel like I'm just, oh God, that was a mistake. Look at this, how I bent the, do you see that dent here at the bottom? Okay, so this one here also has these black pegs at the bottom. They are also to hold it in place on a PCB. So this is also kind of getting in the way right now. When you put that in there, then it's like crooked. It's leaning forward, and it's not really stable. So I mean, we could probably modify this. We could file these off, but this one looks already much nicer than the other potentiometer I had. So I think this is a fairly good choice, but would maybe require some modifications. Let's see what else we got. I didn't connect the pull down resistor to one side of the diode, did I? Okay, wait. So is this what I built? Let me show you on stream. Okay, so you were sending me this. That's not how I connected it, did I? Like, did I connect the resistors in parallel like this? Because this obviously looked completely wrong. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I believe, or was this a mistake? Because I thought I connected this 1 meg. Would it be, let me rephrase. Would it be correct to connect this pull down resistor directly to the output? If I would have, okay, so this is wrong. I see that. Like, this in parallel makes no sense. If I would connect the ground to V output, would it then have been correct? Let's quickly go to twitch.tv/liveoverflow. Okay, so now you posted a screenshot of your message, and now you let me type off the URL to the image that you want me to see. Okay, wait, so what else did you write? When connecting the pull-down resistor to one side of the switch, then the residual charge can flow through the resistor, therefore the watch drops to approximately 0 volts. Yeah, okay, so this is the setup I thought I did, or I wanted to do, but maybe that was exactly my mistake. Maybe I screwed that totally up and I connected it wrong, but yeah, of course, it makes absolutely no sense to connect the resistor in parallel to the current limiting resistor. That makes absolutely no sense. Of course, that I want this connecting to the output. I thought I did that, but maybe I did not. And if that's the mistake, then good eye, because I stared at that thing for ages and I didn't catch it. So let's see if we can quickly find it. So this was in this charity stream for the blind hacker. Okay, no, I connected this different. Why does it go dark when I pause? God damn it. Okay, let me include this camera, and then I get a piece of paper going down here. So that's the current limiting resistor. But then I have here in the input, there are 2 resistors, but they are not in parallel to the other side of the LED, or they shouldn't. I believe that's how I connected it. Okay, so the yellow input, this is the yellow cable here, goes directly to the output of the switch. I think this is pretty visible. It's for both the case. This one connects to the right side of the switch, and this one to the left side of the switch, but doesn't matter. The input here is also reversed. Okay, and then I use the LED, and I also go from the output 1 over, and now look at the LEDs. Do you see that? I'm not sure if you can zoom in, but clearly on the side where the yellow one goes in, if you follow this line, here's one leg of the resistor. So this is this resistor here, which goes at the output where the yellow one starts, goes also a resistor over there. And then if you go 1 row up, this is the row after the switch, there's another resistor leg. And so this is where the LED bridges 1 row over, And then there's a current limiting resistor for the LED. You know what? Let's just build this again here. 15K for microcontrollers. Okay, maybe I used the wrong resistor value. That is also an option, of course. Okay, so let's try with. I guess we need both. Wait, this was an OR. So if this was an OR, then we can just connect one side to ground for now. Okay, so this is the wrong color. So now it works like this, that we have VCC coming in, button, output goes directly into here. Okay, floating state when it's not pressed. When it's pressed, it goes 5 volt inside there. So now what we do is we need a pull down resistor or whatever it's called, 10K ohm, which I think is correctly spec'd, and we put that over here where the yellow connection is here. Okay, and then we use the LED and we bridge one row over, and now we need a current limiting resistor for that LED. So it's not working. Both inputs. So this one input is connected here through this one, the upper yellow one here is connected to ground, so it's pulled low. And the other side is also pulled low through the pull down resistor, no? Yeah, the connections are right, so the voltage should also be fine. Okay, I'm glad that you agree. So what is wrong? Okay, so see, now I'm not sure if you see it on stream. Maybe I turn the light a bit off because we have a little bit of a bug again. So see that it's kind of on. When I press the button, oh no, it doesn't change right now. It just stays on. Measure the voltage with the multimeter. Will do, sir, will do. See how the LED changes the color when I touch this? Like something is floating, something is really weird. Okay, so this side and GND. There's 1.1 volt. That should be the pull down state. And now I press, and that's the pull up state, it's 4 volt. Is maybe my resistor a little bit too small? Is 10K not enough? Because it's still 1.1 volt, or where's that coming from? So my question is, if with a higher resistor, would this voltage go lower? Because maybe that voltage is just at the threshold for this chip for input. I believe we use 10K on this build all the time. So where's this 1 volt coming from? Should you does only a pull up resistor work for this chip or something? Like, does something like that exist? I've never thought. I don't know. Like, I have no clue. I'm a noob. Bigger will only make it worse. Why? It would limit even more the voltage. Okay, so you say try with 1K. Is that 1K here? So this is 1K. So let's change the pull down resistor. Let's look at the next switch. So this is not a latching switch. This is just non-latching. The idea was maybe to replace the single press button for the single clock forward. So it like replaces a regular button. And I thought if we use, something like this, a latching one, and then we have kind of like similar looking ones, The blue one is latching and this one here would not be latching. So this would be a regular just clicking, and this one would be latching and would change on, off, on, off. And this one is just always on, off, on, off, on, off. Oh man. Okay, wait, let me read chat. You need a smaller resistor. Bigger one will make it worse. That didn't sound logical to me at first. but then a bigger resistor will cause less current flow, and that makes sense, I guess. I need to pull down more, so a smaller resistor. Okay, that somewhat makes sense. And then Bangpa was saying about an internal pull up, that would cause to have a voltage divider. I don't know. Don't use fancy words. Okay, wait. That was the 74 LS32, I believe. Oh, it doesn't have an internal drawing, at least on this data sheet, or was it blind? LS32 here. Okay, so we are talking about one of the inputs here, right? So let's see. Is that a diode? I don't know what is this squiggly line in front of this thing. Okay, so I guess from VCC, so we have a pull down resistor. So from VCC, we have a 20k ohm going down here to A. But then we also have to think that from the button, we have another voltage coming in, also going in here. And now we need to connect that somehow to ground. So we do another one going down here. Is that then called a voltage divider? Because it seems weird, like you have VCC connected to A directly. And then you have VCC connected here through 20k ohm. And then we tried 10k and 1k. I don't get it. I don't understand. But now I know that if I measure a too high voltage, I need a smaller resistor. That's what I remember now. Okay. Anyway, thanks so much for all the help. I'm glad that we fixed that. So that is still that's cool. So that it now worked. Okay. So these switches here. Okay. So actually they are pretty tough from the touch. So like they are quite heavy. So I don't think that they are and they have a lot of travel way as well. I think a small button like this is still better. Like those small buttons here feel still better than something like this. And also this doesn't really hold on the breadboard very well. Yeah, I still wonder if we want something like this for the clock. It would maybe look cooler if all the switches look kind of the same, but maybe it's really not necessary. Maybe it's like, I don't know, not sure yet. But these look pretty good, so let's keep that one out here as well. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, these are weird LEDs I found. I found these LEDs when I was browsing, when I was looking for LEDs. And I thought they look kind of cool because you can arrange them in like an array like that. And I thought that maybe they are thin enough, because the problem is with our arrangements here on the breadboard is always that these 5mm thick LEDs just always require 2 hole spaces to take up. And I thought maybe they are a bit thinner, maybe they can fit perfectly next to each other on a breadboard so that you can build up like a bar graph like that. And they were diffuse, and I think with the white border, they just look really nice, I think. They are just a little bit too thick, so they don't like nicely fit the hole spacing. Like this one starts now aligned to a hole, and then it gets immediately disaligned. For circuits that have internal pull-up resistors, the buttons should be connected to GND without any resistors nor diode. That's a pull-up resistor, right? The 20k ohm in there. All right, that's cool. Okay, so now I kind of better understand this. All right, that makes sense. I still don't understand the voltage divider or this cascading of different kind of ohms and things. But using the simple way of looking at this and seeing there's a pull-up resistor in there, and then we can connect the button to GND. Have you tried 3mm instead of 5mm LEDs? I haven't, but they are kind of the same problem because the hole spacing is 2.5mm, and so 3mm would work well for like 3 or maybe 4 in a row, but then they also start to push each other out of the way. In person, they look really nice. On video, they are also a bit overexposed right now. And this camera just gets a completely... This is so red in person, but this camera... Why is that... Did I select such a weird color profile? This looks like yellow, almost green on that camera. Oh no, I guess on there. Well, I have another color correction happening in OBS, which maybe pulls it again into a different direction. This almost looks like it's burning out or something on stream. But no, it's a really nice glowing red. It looks really nice. Unfortunately, not useful for our build, I guess. This is another latching. Oh my gosh, wow, that's a strong one. That requires some force. It also has like, it's not as, like on the side it has like weird stuff. I don't know what this for. Maybe I assume that's to hold it in some places. And the problem with this, like I ordered these from abroad, right? So I ordered immediately more in case they are good that I can use them, and so I had to order more. Okay, so these ones here are also non-latching again, but they also don't have a click. I think also for our purpose, just because we want kind of a little bit of pressing feedback and whatnot, I also think this is not an ideal usage for us. Okay, so this is another latching one. This one is also a really clean looking one. It's just a black body. It doesn't sit as strong on the breadboard as the other ones, but it seems strong. Uh-oh. This one looks really nice. It's so because of the simplicity, but somehow the legs are just a little bit... See, and suddenly it falls out. I pull it out. Oh, these are the blue LEDs. These are the flathead LEDs, the blue ones. They were so expensive. They were like €1 or so each. And I bought 35 of them. Because the Ben Eater build requires quite a lot of blue LEDs. Please be good. Please look nice for our build. Please. I paid so much. But so here, let's compare them to the red ones. Oh, isn't that macro lens amazing? Even internally, this looks similar. Why don't you change the color? I mean, why do we build this whole thing? It's to blink and look nice, and the color variations is nice. Yeah, in this configuration it's a bit too bright, so let me try a larger. It looks good, not €1 each. Imagine at one point we didn't have the tech to make blue LEDs, but we were able to do red. Yeah, still looks so white, but in person it looks really nice. I need to kind of like, I want to compare this to a red one. Look at that baby breadboard. Yeah. I don't know why I bought it. At some point I had all the available colors of this breadboard in my shopping cart. And then I thought, come on, really, you're spending already so much money again. You don't even have a use of it. You just buy it because it looks funny. And then I decided, okay, let's only get one to see how they are. And we can always then buy the other colors if we kind of like it. So they don't have power lines on this side. Yeah, so they are cute. Okay, anyway, so 470 is still kind of light. So now it gets closer to the red one in light. It's still a bit brighter. I've never used such a huge resistor in front of an LED. But damn, that looks good, I think. Wait, I can tell you exactly what it cost. I thought they were $1, but let's see. Oh, no, sorry. I take everything back. 70 cents. 70 cents per LED, and I bought 35. Okay, yeah, cool, but I like that. I think that was a good investment, right? Okay, this is another weird LED thing. I have no use for it, but I thought it looks cool. This is like, now it feels really like a shopping haul. Like this is like packaged some kind of fancy jewelry that you just bought. Like look at that packaging. This is some sleek black. This is like as if I'm gonna propose to somebody. Oh yeah, okay, so these are these LEDs. Look at these. So this is like an LED array. Like they are just like diffused like that. So I wanted to see how they look like turned on. I don't have any use for it, but it looks really cool. You could really make like a nice filling up bar or something with that. I think that's kind of cool. How it's like bleeding into other stuff. Okay, so what do we have here? That's another LED thingy. It's hard to tell which one is on and off. Yeah, so it wouldn't be like a status bar like we have on our board, you know, where we exactly want to see the bits on and off. But as kind of a status indicator, like something is like loading up, like a loading bar, I think that would be cool. Okay, so this here is a 7-segment display that just has a lot more digits and has a lot of connections. I hope that they've perfect. Wow, that sits well on a breadboard. That's nice. So this is one of the options maybe that we could use as kind of some kind of output for the computer. So I wanted to buy one with more. This one looks really nice. I don't know the color anymore of this. More dip switches. Look at this packaging. Okay, so these are just red dip switches because I only had blue ones, remember, and I wanted to have a matching one here. I have ordered, by the way, more storage for all the electronics for sorting it into different things. Unfortunately, it wasn't even shipped yet. I ordered it like a week ago. So annoying. I didn't realize how long this unboxing stream would go. Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay. So here are also just, these are 2 digits. So this is again one of these, just yellow. They look so nice in real life. It doesn't really come across, I think, the color on this camera, definitely not. On this camera, barely. But in person, they are just such a nice color. Here, this was a weird one I found. And this one was also a bit expensive, cost like €1 or €1.50 or so, or, you know, just an amount where I didn't want to order multiples of them, but I did want to try it out. Look at this one here. Come on. This is like the linear one. It's also an LED, but it is like an array of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like arranged like that. So here, the top right corner is on. Wow, it's crazy. This is so red. And this camera, I don't know what I did to this camera to change the color profile. This red is not coming through at all. That's insane. Okay, this one is another non-latching switch. It's a bit smaller. And it's non-latching. Oh no, my ID is leaked. Oh no. So this one again is like smaller. The spacing is a bit too small for the breadboard. It also doesn't have a clicky sound. So I also think that for our build is not so good. Okay, now I have another potentiometer here. I thought this would be maybe a cool idea, but I also checked this really quick. It doesn't match. So this is another 1 meg potentiometer, but look at this. This is kind of cool, isn't it? It's a wheel that you can adjust. So it's not a turny thing like this one here, where you turn it at the top, but it's a wheel, and I think that's kind of cool, isn't it? If that would sit there at the top left of our build, up here in the corner, and you could like turn that wheel to change the clock speed, I think it would be kind of cool. I like that idea. I think that is cool. The problem is just, look at they don't fit a breadboard. One option we have is, and Ben Eder did that also for his switches that he has, is to extend the bits, like solder some proper pins onto this here and then plug it in. Then it would be a little bit raised, which also wouldn't be bad because this is like super flat. So if it would be a little bit raised, I don't think that would be too bad actually on the board. It might even be better and more usable. Okay, so this is kind of cool. I do want to experiment and see if we can solder something to this. Because I do really like that wheel. I think that wheel is really cool. So this is another option for a potentiometer that we could use. Now I lost the other one. Oh, over here. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, that's another 7-segment display. I believe it's basically the same one that we had earlier. Oh, no, it's a bit different, I guess. Look, it's black. It looks really cool. And this one is green. So that's a green one with a black top. So I also think that looks kind of cool. The last 2 items, basically. Okay, so these are also just 7-segment displays again. But they also have a black finish. I really like that. Wow. Oh no, it just looked like I'm an idiot. It looks so dark on this here. It's a normal one. Yeah, all right. Okay, and then we have another latching switch. This looks very similar to this one. What is the difference here? They look like just the same. Yeah, definitely 2 different ones, like from the name here, but maybe it's the same manufacturer, just a different like brand labeled the same thing. Who knows? So the price theoretically for the parts is around that, but I've spent so much more on the stream. Like with all the crap I've bought since I started streaming, I'm down quite a bit of money now. But it's fun. It's like my hobby, right? And also, why I bought all this stuff here today is to select good parts that make this PC look nice. And so, you know, as a good tech product reviewer, I'm reviewing it so other people can make good buy decisions. So later, I hope I can assemble a nice parts list with really nice switches and buttons that just make it a little bit nicer than if you just bought some other parts. The unboxing video is now longer than the mailbag segment from Dave. Should I demo you something that is also upcoming that I want to do, but not today on the stream? I have a label maker, and I've seen somebody label all the switches, all the chips with their name, so that you can just from a more distance look at it and see, oh, that's the part number. And I think that looks kind of cool. So so I just bought a couple of different colored labels for printer. And then, so this is another thing we play around with some other time, but not today. Today we already procrastinated building a lot. I want to continue building, so at some later point we do another maintenance, making it pretty stream, and then we can check out the label printer to label the different components and label the different chips. All right, cool. Oh wait, okay, so now we need to, I guess, select different switches. Okay, so except this other one has a small print at the bottom. There is a little bit of a imprint. That's the only difference between those chips that I could, between those switches that I could find. Okay, so let me tell me, explain to you. Okay, so we need to decide between this one or this one as a latching switch to switch between the clock or the input and output selection here. They are both pretty much the same size. This is just a tiny bit bigger, but it doesn't really matter. Almost same form factor. They have different clicking sounds, so now you need to listen. ASMR clicking. Okay, blue one. White one. Blue, white. Oh no, somebody else on my ID. Crap. Okay, I mean, so many people said blue, then let's do it. So up here, and then we have the problem with the long cable, but I guess we built a new one that just has a different kind of path there. Why do you mean Force emotes are banned? I don't know why the auto mod. It's probably because of KEK, to be honest. Probably because of KEK. I don't know, but why is Force low? I don't know. Like, I didn't configure this bot. I mean, I set it to, like, you know, I don't like toxic. Like, I will. This is a a communist dictatorship that is being run on this channel here. So rather catch a bit more than a bit too less, I guess. We move it all the way over here, or we could maybe go on this side because there's not much green. Let's go on the other side. That will be, and then then it's a bit too short, I guess. So if we go like this, then up, then over here, then down, and then like here. Somebody in chat mentioned like a an Australian minister or something, and said I look like him. That was the first that I heard that, but I had my suspicion. I thought maybe that person looks like Michael Cera, and so I typed in that prime minister or that minister's name with Michael Cera in Google, and then I found people saying, "Don't you think this minister looks like Michael Cera?" And then I thought, now I know why people say that I look. Why this person said I look like him. It's so funny how people get triggered by this. It's just a plastic card. Like, this is not an ID. Like, this has no value. This is nowhere an official ID. It's nothing. It's just something printed on a plastic card. It's nothing. I made that as a joke because people were saying I look like Michael Cera. Staubfinger, if you don't know this, you can make them. There's always a booth at C3 where you can make these. It just costs a couple of euros. It's not that expensive, like 10 or 20 euros or so. Then they make a photo of you, and then you fill out whatever you want on it, and then they print that for you right there. No, they don't make fake licenses. That would be illegal. Like, what are you guys thinking? Of course not. They don't print whatever on it. They print... It's not fake or anything. It's just their own design, and there's nothing, like, fake about it. It's not an official document nowhere. Of course they wouldn't print something on it. And of course it doesn't have any security features, like no holograms or nothing. It's just a plastic card. This is literally just the printer that you can buy to print on plastic cards. Like, ever wondered how hotels have their own cards? You just print them. You can buy such a printer on Amazon probably. I also thought about buying such a printer at some point and making stupid cards, but oh my gosh, will I buy now one? Oh, I shouldn't say stuff like this. We almost did a cable today. Oh wait, it's just a replacement for another cable. That doesn't count. Okay, cool. So I think that's it. Let's see if it still works. The clock is blinking, and when we press the button, it doesn't work. Yeah. Oh, connected wrong. Okay, now we have the blinking, and now we can switch to the manual, and then we can go back to the blinking. It's this one here. Remember, this was the ASMR switch. Wait, I need a thumbnail for YouTube. Is that a good thumbnail? Okay, yeah, so the idea is to use this switch because it's non-latching. So it's just, you push it and it just, does stuff. What do you think about this one? Okay, wait, I need to decide. Sorry, I cannot leave this to chat. I actually really like this. This is really cool. This feels nice. We can switch here between, and then we can... Is this annoying? Is this too loud for the stream? Everybody's saying button. Huh. Everybody's saying button. A cookie clicker on hardware. A clicker game in hardware. Damn, there's your next product idea. Why has nobody made that yet? A cookie clicker as a Tamagotchi. Oh my gosh, this has to be a Kickstarter. Somebody make this a Kickstarter. I guarantee you. I'm gonna pledge. I would buy that. I would so buy that. Imagine a Tamagotchi cookie clicker. with an idle component to it, where it just by shaking, it counts 2. So that would be if you are walking around and you can't fidget with it and you are walking, then the steps still somewhat count. But shaking would be worse than clicking. So if anybody of you builds this into a product I want in, I have investment money. If you have experience with building product and shipping products and getting this to market, I'm so in. That would be such a cool product. Never post ideas online. Well, the problem is I would have never the patience to do that. But I'm telling you, if anybody of you runs with that idea, I want that you give... Who said it first? Mikey. So Mikey needs to get at least 10%, and I at least also need to get 10%, okay? If you make this, right? Like, that's a contract you just entered. We make that product by hand, and we build this always on stream, and we will make like one product a week, and so it has to sell for a high price. So it's like a cookie clicker for like a 1,000. Where does your effort come into this equation? That's not how this whole capitalism works. There doesn't need to be effort to make money. I provided the communication platform. This is a think tank where we inspire each other and come up with billionaire ideas. Well, NewFlow, you need to make this really sleek, right? It doesn't have to. It's not a 3D printed case. I mean, that's okay for the prototype, but it has to be an aluminum brushed, and the button. You need to review all the different buttons that exist in the world. You need to source them from all over the world, trying to find the correct button. You need to make customer reviews and customer service. You go onto the street and ask people to click it. What is the most satisfying click? You go for the perfect push. You go for the perfect sound. You need to consider different strength of people. You need to consider how they might play it, right? Does it fit into the pans? Can they click inside of the pans? Is it quiet enough that they can click while in a meeting or in school? This is not a simple thing, Don't underestimate this. Maybe you even, Cherry MX, exactly. Maybe you make it customizable that people can select the kind of clicker they want. Yeah, keyboard switch. That's a good idea. I like this brainstorming. We need to get a whiteboard. Where's my face? We need to get a whiteboard into this place. Yeah, the microtransactions, we somehow need to do this. But I guess it's like real world microtransactions, right? You can buy different, the switches will be exchangeable. So you can put in different Cherry switches, but you need to buy them through us because they come with a custom keycap as well. And so that very cheap switch we will upsell. We make like at least like 10 to 20 times more expensive than the original switch. Loot boxes, so it's randomized the switch you get, and we figure out which one is the most satisfying clicking, and so you have a very low chance to get that particular switch. And then some people open it up and realize it's just Cherry switches, you can just buy them cheaper. Oh, I like that. Planned obsolescence. Only last one wants a switch. Yeah, there's a counter inside that counts how much you clicked, and then you need to exchange the switch and buy a new one. And then people realize that they just need to plug it in and plug it out and plug it in again, and it works again. But we don't tell those people. We tell them they need to buy a new one. Dude, this is such a good idea. Like clicking and seeing those LEDs over here. Like here the counter. Ah, crap! I disconnected here the reset. There we go. This is so satisfying. I could do this all stream. Should I do like a 24-hour stream? Wait, how? It's just 8 bits, I guess. That's easy, I guess, to do. Maybe we do like 16 bits and then we do this on like a very long stream. Well, now you're just joking, missing a crucial part of blockchain. Be serious here. This is totally serious. This is an important product that I want to see at market, but it needs to be top quality. This is not like a $10 joke toy. This is like a premium product with a premium clicker that looks very sleek in a nice metal casing with good LEDs The clicking was researched. I see the Kickstarter campaign video right in front of me right now. No, not open source. We want to make money on this. It will be secret. Everybody working on this project has to sign a strong NDA. Nobody except us here in this room are allowed to know about this. Let's exchange that blue LED up there. I mean, there exists already that fidget toy. Did you see that? Like this terrible toy with the fidget cube that has like different sides to it that you can use for, you know, fidgeting. That one was already like super popular on social media, and like basically adding to that a game mechanic would be kind of cool. Here it's like a cube with different kinds of buttons and things to push and turn to fidget around with. But this, I think, looks a bit too cheap, you know? Like, it looks like a toy and it has too much variations and it's not gamified. We need this gamification with it. Okay, 1 second, I will be right back. Welcome back, thanks for playing. I got brought food. I have guacamole and chips. Damn, now I kind of want to stop streaming and eat instead. You want some food ASMR? Wanna hear me chew? I mean, they are pretty crunchy. Okay, wait, I need to always keep the YouTube thumbnails in mind. How was that? Oh, that's so good. How's that blue? I think that blue looks better. Compare like to the brightness to the other LEDs, the red ones and the yellow ones. What do you think? Oh, okay. So and then we have the other switch down here with the dip switches. I'm still not sure. Crap. I feel like I need to order again to replace. What? Okay. So what do you guys think? Red versus the blue long ones. So these ones here or this one here? Red for consistency. Red, of course, toting. Can't you change that in 3 seconds? Why do you need to decide that now? Just put one in and move on. Yeah, I know. But at some point I need to decide, right? If I spend now the time thinking about it or later, same difference. Oh yeah, and we have the switch up here. This is also what we need to exchange. It's kind of interesting, my different behavior. I observed that kind of in myself. If I would build this by myself, I would not care at all. Like, I would just, I don't care. I would just continue building. But because it's for stream and because I want it to look nice for the stream, maybe hang it on the wall, I take it more as kind of like a visual experience as well, kind of like an art piece. Yeah, I don't know. So I feel like I want to invest a bit more into that. Okay, so this switch has a weird connection now, like both are on. I guess we want to... Why is the switch behaving so differently? I was told to not work on a circuit when powered. YOLO. It's an on-off, not an on-on. I could have sworn that this was an on-on though. Crazy to think that our professor was always recommending this channel to the whole class. What is... Okay, wait, why is this crazy? Because this is complete amateur crap now? Or did he really recommend the Twitch? Or my main YouTube channel? That would hopefully make more sense. Okay, so here, these are the different switches. See? And they have on and on in I forgot what it meant. I looked it up. What does that mean again? Okay, so when the switch is out, left and right are connected. Free should connect the left and the middle, and push should connect middle and right. That's not what I'm observing here. I get the connection now. This is not the case the same with here. I wonder if this is true for the other switch. Like I have two different brands here, right? Let me quickly get... So this means it connects middle to this side of the switch, right? Now let's turn it around 180 degrees. So now it's this side here, right? Middle and this side. And this one is on. So this means that on these pins, on this side pins, middle is connected to the right, and on the other side the pins, middle is connected to the left. And that's how you get the switching between each other. So when it's out, these two are connected, and when it's in, these two are connected. Maybe that one is just broken, or like, I don't know, maybe that is just faulty. Okay, maybe we use the brown one, the white one, instead of the blue one then. 132, 132? The pin out? Whoa, what? Those are massive trolls. Holy, wow. 132. But that also means it's unusable on a breadboard. You can only use it for on and off, but not for on. That's the problem. See here? Like it seems to fit okay, but if you use it a much, see, bam, it jumps out. I guess it's good enough. Oh, it's really, especially with the other wires there, they put a bit of pressure on it and to push it out. So maybe I need to... I wonder if you could put a tiny bit adhesive on one side of the pins and let that dry, and then it's just like a micro millimeter, like just like a tiny bit thicker on the one side of the pin, so the other ones stay connected, it's all fine, but the one side then loses connectivity, but that maybe creates enough friction to hold it in place. Do I have a glue here? I guess I do. Yeah, let's experiment with this. Okay, so I sacrifice one chip to test this. Let me take one here. Where are the other ones, by the way? I don't know if that works. I don't know if that's a good idea. This is just a test. So I'm using here some wood glue. That's the only glue I could find. Oh my god, I got it on the breadboard. Stop judging me. So the idea is to just add a little bit on one side and let that dry overnight, and hopefully that just adds a little bit of thickness to it. So when I put it into the breadboard, then it will like stick. Is that a dumb idea? So these ones here are now a little bit coated, and I let that dry. And then maybe that coating just adds enough friction that this switch doesn't go out anymore. I could bend the pins instead. I felt so smart for just like a minute. A small solder coating. That's also smart. We could have just applied some solder. I'm such an idiot. Okay, let's try the bending technique. Okay, so this is a review channel. Okay, we explore different options to solve this problem, and then I can make a YouTube video that's 20 minutes long out of it. Okay, it holds much better. Maybe if I add a little bit of bending on the other side as well. Okay, it's much more secure than it was before. Like this is already like really, it jumped out again. It's pretty good. Okay, it's pretty good. Did anybody see where I put the switches? Are they right in front of me? Am I blind? They are right here. Why you need to press it more than one time? Because it's supposed to be pressed, and I want it to be secure in there. But yes, it's probably good enough for the rare usage of that button. Okay, but let's apply solder. It's a review channel. Plastic out of the way. We don't want to die. Oh, this is not connected. Oh, god damn it. Okay, so wait, I need to unplug something. What do I unplug? Right, I needed to order more. Okay, I need to unplug. Oh no, what do I unplug now? I have the choice between the power supply or the monitor. So I guess let's go with the power supply. So I added some solder already there at the top. Yeah, I think that's already good. Yep, that feels great. That seems very secure. Doesn't jump out anymore. Good job. Who was that? Was that you? Okay, solder definitely better than bending, but we haven't tested the wood glue yet. Okay, trust me, it's the best solution. I came up with it. Incredible work today. Incredible progress. Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. With the next stream, we definitely will continue building again. Next stream, we continue with the RAM module, the address selection down here. It's pretty far already, but we need to still add some wires there. We continue with that, and so yeah, hopefully we finish that. We tackle this next stream. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.